All right, let's get into it. GM one and all. This is the bCard weekly all-team tactical meeting. We're going to use this time to sync up on work going on around our organization, eliminate blockers, and prioritize the work for the next week. I just took a quick attendance, and on our lag metric side, I tried to get the transaction volume this morning, but it turns out that our report, which shows us our daily transaction volume, is not working. So I do know that it is above 0 because at least use the card. So that is a pretty big milestone for the team that we actually have an end-to-end flow that was tested. A user got a card, the card was mailed to them, they loaded funds onto it, and they actually spent it. And so that was Corrupted Pineapple, actually. And I will invite everyone who's down there in the stage to come up and speak. So yeah, Corrupted Pineapple, you are the first. You are the first. There will be many, but there will only be one first. Yeah.
I actually just used it, and I was on mobile when we started the meeting because I was driving back from Duncan.
Nice.
That's awesome. I guess if you wanted to know your total transaction volume, you could just ask Corrupted Pineapple.
About $12.
There you go. Let's throw in $12 here. $12 plus 12. Nice. Not bad at all.
More than 0.
Yeah, exactly. We're greater than 0. So, we're going to want to get that into the millions and hopefully over in a couple years in the tens to hundreds of millions per year. That's the kind of scale that we're going on, but every journey starts with a step. So thank you, Corrupted Pineapple, for being the first, and thank you to the team for getting us to this point. It is a map. I don't think I can overstate how big this is. Everyone said what just happened was impossible when we started, right? Everyone said you can't launch a card in the States. You can't launch a card as a community. You can't launch a card, with anything related to crypto at all. And look, we just did. So let's continue proving those haters wrong as we continue moving forward step by step. All right, so that's our lag metric, about $12. Our Power BI dashboard is broken. I'm going to get that fixed, hopefully today. We have 0 new users from what I can... Oh, actually, I saw that there was actually 1 new user. I'm not sure who it was, but there was a 1 new user there. Rainus, I'm going to need to get you into our analytics if you aren't there already. So let me add that onto my list to do today. Get Rainus on analytics. And anyone else who wants analytic access, feel free to DM me, raise your hand. We'll see. We can't have unlimited people on, but the people who need it. User communities, and I think I put 0 here because I'm not sure. But what do you think?
Yeah, there's nothing confirmed right now. Now that we have the generic card idea moving forward, I think that'll be a lot easier to onboard newer communities.
You, instead of reporting new communities on a weekly basis, want to report the generic card progress?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Maybe change to generic card progress. Yeah, I think that'll be because it really unlocks new communities when we have the generic card. We have 85% returning users, again, from our analytics. So hopefully we get that. I mean, that's not bad, but really what we want is kind of like once we get the app out, this is going to change into daily transacting users. So good enough for now. Plus 7K US, $7,000 USD in the multi-sig. We're going to be bridging that over to our fiat world to help us pay for the next couple of months of services and I think pay for Taxman to get RPC access. So I did use a free tax tool yesterday to do some of my crypto taxes, and I think we can take some inspiration from there as we're updating Taxman. It was a very interesting tool, but we can discuss that after we get Bankless Card going a little bit better. On the team-wide announcement side, we do need to do seasonal updates. I need to update the playbook. Haven't done it yet, so do it until we get this thing in beta and beyond. We have a new domain, getbcard.io. We have new org emails to go with that. We have some automated emails that are sending from the app that are sending from support at getbcard.io. We have new app URLs app.getbcard.io and staging.getbcard.io. So we're going to get our alpha testers to move over this week. We updated our Farcaster channel from Bankless Card to bCard. So still working on this as we go. We need to do our yearly filing in Panama. We talked about this briefly last week at the ops meeting, so we can move forward as we go. One thing as well that I have to say, I'm taking the day off tomorrow. It's actually my birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to take the day off, which means I won't be available for the product meet, for the ops meet, or for the communication meet. So if there's anything that you want to talk to me about, maybe we could talk today. But yeah, get to take some time off, as you probably know, and that's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Then I have one thing to add to the discussion items is, do we use bCard with the uppercase B or lowercase b?
Okay.
That's what we got.
All right, let's discuss that today.
Great.
All right. Looking down at new member intros. I don't see any new members here, so we'll go straight into our milestones. Launch a POC to the public, alpha testing, first spend on the card. Congrats to Corrupted Pineapple. You did a little celebration on this already. Thank you very much for being the first on the fiat transaction history. That is shipped, and Tom has been making some updates even this morning to it, including the merchants now. Those transactions are looking more and more like what you might see in a traditional bank, which is exactly where we want to be. Automated email on the onboarding shipped. So when you get a card, it's going to tell you an email now. It's going to send you an email now saying, hey, your card is on its way to you, and here's a link to the app, by the way, in case you forget. We have a new domain shipped, so getbcard.io. I mentioned that before. Beta testing, we're very close on this. Once we add emails for transactions, we can get beta testers on, and that kind of end-to-end flow we can test. So we shall see. I'm going to maybe try to book some beta testers for early, mid next week. You think we're going to be ready for that, Tom?
Yeah, that sounds like a good time frame. I'm thinking we're going to be right around there. Yep.
All right, perfect. Claim rewards, the wireframe shipped. We're going to work on this probably during beta. Now that we have the transaction flows working, thanks to Tom's hard work, we can start working on the claim rewards, which Tom has already created kind of half of it. So we just need to get more of it going as we go. Another thing related to that is, and I think we're going to need to start to talk to Nouns about when we can get some of those NOG shipped. As well, because as we get users on the Nouns card, we're going to want to be able to claim NOGS tokens, but we can. It's not super urgent yet, but it's something we're going to need to start to broach with the Nouns now.
Copy.
All right, on the new card side, we have a new Nouns image. New Nouns card image sent. This one is more vibrant. The one that we got in the mail was a little bit dreary, so NF Thinker updated on that. Working on a generic card. This card, well, we kind of talked about it last week, but in case anyone has forgotten, instead of doing a card per community in terms of card art, turns out that adds a lot to our upfront cost and time. We're going to have an option to get a lot more communities onto a generic card where users will still be able to choose which community they want to see in the app, but the card that they get will be a generic card. So I think that there's still a lot of cool things we can do there, and it's really going to reduce the upfront time and cost it takes to add a new community, which means we can get more users, which means that we can get more transaction volume. So we're working on this generic card as we go. We also need to change the URLs on the cards and the carrier. There's a 10-day turnaround time on the carrier. So instead of sending them to app.banklesscard.xyz, we're going to be sending them to app.getbcard.io. We have set up our content funnel. How's work going on this, Rainis?
Yeah, me and Coffee synced up on Monday, and we started laying out the things that we need to fully set up this content model, and we came to a conclusion that we need to involve a thinker as well in this process. And if you are free on Mondays at 5 p.m. UTC, that is the time when me and Coffee sync up weekly. It would be nice if you could join next week, if that's possible. If not, then I can send you the document and we can do things async as well. But yeah, we laid out also like things like we'll need a CRM most likely, and we'll need to develop the presentation and the products and everything that we laid out in the brainstorm last Thursday, as well as I started to create another mirroring content funnel for the generic card as well. That's what's going on with that.
All right. And content funnel for generic card as well. I met with met with Naomi to set her up on why the world needs communities. So Naomi, she does a lot of personal writing as well, and her themes are very similar to Bankless Card themes. So I encouraged her to take on this article and showed her what I had so far. So hopefully she'll be able to put a dent in that as well, and we'll have a new piece of content. All right. We have set up our community funnel. How are things going here, NF Thinker?
Our community funnel. In terms of, sorry, jog my memory about the funnel.
So in general, this is one of our milestones related. So we have our lag metric, which is transaction volume, and we have new communities, which is kind of like one of the milestones related to it. And having a community funnel is one of the milestones we'll need to get us to, let's say, $1 million in monthly transaction volume. So that's what this is about. I guess we could start reporting like generic card, because like that's kind of like the baseline for this. But there are other things that we can be doing on the content funnel. Last week I wanted to talk about it, but you were sick actually. So I just remembered now.
Okay.
Last week I wanted to talk about it, but you were sick. But this is, I guess, TBD through ops discussion. Make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I could mention that our current content funnel is very in line with the community funnel, in my opinion. So, like the one that we created towards DAO leaders, it might be even in the end the community funnel. So I want to show that to Anna and see what he thinks.
Yeah, I mean, if we can integrate the two, I feel like the communication users and communities really, we can take some tips from how Gnosis has done that. We can set up like maybe some sort of group chat between the communities that we're working with would be a good idea. I don't think we're quite there yet because we need to have obviously some communities on board who are ready to support us. And then start creating content around them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So we can have some more discussions with this. Hopefully, NF Thinker, you can also sync up with Renus and Coffee Crusher on what they're working on and see how we can work this. I do think that it is kind of like two distinct user journeys, but they are definitely highly connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. We have raised 200K. NF Thinker and Naomi shipped the Seed Club Accelerator, and NF Thinker booked a meet with us for them next week. Hopefully we can sweet talk them into getting us into the accelerator. OP funds, we unlocked the first drop, 2K OP, 2K of 21K OP, and converted to USD. So we're going to send that to the fiat bank account to basically finish the round that we were looking at. Or at least something close to that. On the patron flow, no progress here as far as I'm concerned. I do want to set up a meeting with some of our patrons at ETH Denver to talk about this. Updating our financials. Oop, why is this spelled wrong? Financials. Why is it financial? Oh, it doesn't like the S. Updating financial docs. So I have been. Well, I guess as well. Our Christy has been working on cash flow. Our Christy links to take on balance sheet, and then card provider to get some pricing and some legal advice for getting set up in Canada. Also got some advice from 2 Web3 lawyers, including Bankless DAO's Omen and someone from Friends with Benefits as well, who's a Toronto-based lawyer, on how we need to do it. But essentially, we're going to need to set ourselves up as a money services business. I'm going to push this. We're not going to be working on it, but I really wanted to get pricing, and I needed to answer this question to get some pricing. So this is what's going to need to go into some of our financial expansion plans. We have pricing from some worldwide providers, but we didn't have pricing for Canadian providers. So that's what that is about. We have deployed our new brand on the app. New app domains up, app.getbcard, staging.getbcard. We updated our privy logo. We still need to update the rest of the app. There's still lots of references to Bankless Card, but we're going to be doing that as we go. Sending automated emails from support@getbcard.io. Our org emails are done, and Farcaster we changed from Bankless Card to bCard. Let's get into our task perspective now so we can get updates from individuals. Of course, I need to duplicate this. All right. And while it's going, our Panama yearly filing, have you had a chance to work on the balance sheet, Arkusti? And I will say that I got an answer to your question. The docs are due to Pacific Legal 15th. They will not submit to government. They just need to ensure they have them on file. So this is a question that you had asked me last week. But yeah, any updates on this, Arkusti?
Yeah, I've started working on it.
Awesome. Arkusti has started working on the balance sheet. All right, and you heard me when I said I'm not available tomorrow. If you want to meet early next week, like Tuesday, actually, it's kind of a long weekend for me. Thursday, Friday, and Monday I'm off. But if you want to meet on Tuesday or Wednesday next week to keep going through this, or if you
maybe we should check in earlier in like Tuesday or something. But we can do that over DM or whatever. Figure out a time. Okay.
Perfect. Set up. I'm just writing it down for myself with Arkusti for financials. All right. Okay. Going back onto these role salaries. Yes, I spent project championing time and ops work stream leading time. Reynes, did you spend at least 5 hours on Bankless Card? And
Yes, I did.
Tom, did you spend at least 5 hours?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask Coffee Crusher when she comes back. You can see we have our milestones up here. I'm going to skip over them so we have some time for discussion. But essentially, all of these milestones are related to our goal of getting 1 million in monthly transaction volume. As I said, this is just the beginning, but 1 million is kind of, I would say, almost the bare minimum for a card program. 1 million would get us something like, I think it's like $1,000. Yeah, I think it's between $1,000 and $3,000 a month as revenue. Okay, so 1 million in monthly transaction volume. That's essentially 1,000 users spending $1,000 a month. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for. To do that, first we have to publicly launch our POC. We have to set up our community funnel. We have to set up our content funnel. Our community funnels for communities. Our content funnel is for we're going to have to deploy our new brand. We're going to have to raise 200K, and we're going to have 1,000 daily transacting users. So all of these milestones are what we're going to be needing to get to that goal of 1 million in monthly transaction volume. That is kind of what the milestones and goals are saying. You will notice that I've kind of, this one is a lot more laid out, let's say, than this one, which doesn't have a lot on it. But this is something that we're working on as we go. Yes, ultimately, we're going to fill these in as we go. But the milestones and the goal those are what we're really focusing on right now. So all of our work at bCard should be geared towards increasing our monthly transaction volume. And to do that, these are the milestones that we're going on the way there. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? I updated the Asana to kind of try to make it more clear. But yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And now we have these projects as well. External documentation, generic bCard for new communities, and on and Thinker. I'm going to leave this for now, but I think that this is going to be one of our kind of top projects as we go. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put it into this week's section because I think it's really, really important. We are waiting on announced prop house until we launch, at least into beta, and changing our org emails to new domains. Everything's kind of updated, but our SaaS credentials haven't been updated necessarily. We don't need to because our old domain is still active, but it's something that's good for us to do. I just put it in here for now because it's not super pressing. I'm going to work on the. All right. We have a generic bCard for new communities. How's this going, NF Thinker?
Yeah, I got some cool designs from Hasu today. So if you go back to the Notion, you can actually see, or if you stay in there, I will drop them in. Actually, I've got some screen grabs that I can share, and I'm going to pop.
Stick them in the discussion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will do that.
All right.
So. Okay.
All right. Panama yearly filing. We just talked about this, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. Brand graphical assets to bCard at Rainus. I kind of want to assign this to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I'm already doing it with Jason. We have fixed up our Figma brand document, and we have two versions of it, one with a lowercase b and one with an uppercase b. And so when we get to discussions, and I will drop.
All right. Okay. And alpha app. We are very close to finishing our alpha here. I think that we need maybe a couple more people to do a successful purchase, and we can go from there. But essentially, yeah, that's what we're looking at. User testing the alpha app. I mean, that's essentially the same as the alpha app project, so I'm just going to leave it in here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and stick it in here because I think it's pretty much a subtask. But boom, come on, Asana. There we go. All right, off ramp, more funds for multisig. How's this looking, NF Thinker?
Looking very good. I have a transaction queued up. You had mentioned there that you wanted to spend some of the OP allocation for Taxman. I don't know if you wanted to hold back some of the USDC that we have, or if we should send everything across to Mercury now.
I think we should send it all across to Mercury. Stuff that is in the OP multisig. I like what we're going to be needing to spend it on is like fiat side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So have us TX queued up to push funds to fiat world. And as well, I wanted to mention one of our contributors used to go by the name Ajaxonite, also goes by the name Lil Broho. He says he has some US-based off-ramp connections. So that's something that maybe, yeah, Ajax may have some US-based off-ramp connections for us. So maybe you can reach out to him.
Him in Denver as well, so he'll be there.
All right. OP Grant got the funds in the multisig. Well, I would say that this is closed for now because we did successfully figure out how to unlock the funds. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in done unless anyone else is feeling like it's not done. I mean, this is going to happen a couple more times, but at least we understand the process now and our OP Grant is kind of done for now. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. I'm going to put in the next up Rent Retro PGF 4, which apparently is happening in June. May. So I'll just put in like May 1st. We need to start thinking about it. We will definitely before then want to update Taxman. So before hopefully May 1st, we will do that and get some people actually using it. All right. Set out a February patron update. This is getting pretty important, so I'm going to stick it up here. I really want to get it out by hopefully the end of this week, and I'm going to be off for the next couple days, so I need to get it written today. So I'll try to do that. Getting started article, Corrupted Pineapple. How's this going?
Yeah, applied quite a few updates, filled out a lot more of what we're looking for. It seems like we don't have much more to do on terms of the card and how to get set up. We just need to do the after articles, such as what you can do with your social tokens.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. One of the things I didn't put this in the feedback is I think that in general, making the articles really focused on one small topic, and then creating new articles for where like the implications of these article of the topic might be good. So in the getting started article, you can just make it an explanatory article, like here are the steps to do it, and then link out to other articles as we go. Does that make sense?
Definitely. It's going to be a pretty dynamic article for a while until it's done.
Next up, I'm going to get you connected to our support site, so you can start updating the support site directly.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll write it down. Connect with support site. All right, great. Subscriber bi-monthly newsletter ongoing. Let's see. At Coffee. Do you have any updates on this, Reynes?
No. The task was created 2 days ago. I have no clue what that is.
I think that she's just trying to put in a task for our email list to send something to our email list.
I was not informed. I will ask what that is.
It's okay. I put it in here. Any updates on this here? So she's probably just trying to set herself up.
Yeah, that works.
And we have a content calendar on our POC launch campaign, so that's good. Video content. How's this looking, Reynes?
Not so great. Me and Andy spent like the whole 5 hours last Sunday looking at the scripts and feeling like the videos are informative and they are basic, but we felt like it's boring and mundane, and there's nothing that resonates with what we're trying to achieve with this brand. And like, because we don't want to do it like we did it before. It's easy to do it like we did it before, and it just explains information. But yeah, we came to a conclusion that we have to do something different. And that's why it was.
I dropped you a link to like something that's like it's more about the like where it's more an impact on the world kind of thing, which I think is maybe more interesting if you're looking for something more interesting, not like basic stuff, but like this could help.
We don't have a problem of about what to say. We have a problem of how to present it. You know, it's like it's a visual. We need to come up with a visual solution for these videos that is a bit different from our previous ones. so that they feel, so that the videos are engaging and interesting to watch. Engaging and interesting to watch. They are informative and they are good quality, and they are precise, but they are not engaging. They don't hook you. We want to. We have to that we have to fix that engaging part in a creative way. And that's why we're stuck on it.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, let me know if you want to brainstorm on this. I won't be able to until next week, but definitely can help get
we will figure this out until next week. We on Friday we are reserving a full day to solve this problem for us. So no worries about it. Hopefully we come with an interesting visual.
Awesome.
We do hope so.
Sounds good. And what about the website updates? How are you doing on this one?
Well, right now we are putting together with Jonathan, who has rejoined our meetings as well. We are putting together what we're going to change and how we're going to structure it, and basically writing down all of the changes of what we want, and then I will present it to you and see if we hit the nail on the head or there's also some things we missed.
All right, awesome. Okay, NFTs for the email list and survey fillers. NF Thinker, how's this going?
Which has been shared by Bobo. That's ready to go. I'm running into that same problem again with Manifold. So last time we were able to log in, and then I was able to manage it all through my account without having the multi-sig all sign a transaction to get me logged in. This time I've gone back to do it, and it's the same exact thing. I've reached out to their support team once again to see what the problem is. The problem I'm running into is I'm set up as an administrator on the contract. Therefore, I should be able to log in from my personal wallet and create new tokens and send new tokens. That should not be a problem. I have done it before. However, when I log in under my personal wallet, it only shows me my personal contracts. It doesn't show me the contracts that are owned by the multisig. So we've got the designs. We've got a list. We're just not quite there yet. Working on it still.
Awesome. Thanks for that update. Cash flow for the POC. Arkusti, how's this going?
We're working on it, and we'll have something to review on Tuesday, hopefully, because I'm sure that I'm going to have some assumptions that need clarification, and then can work on it some more for ops meet next week.
Awesome. Thanks for that update. Making bank appearances. The last thing was to get the audiograms out. We've gotten 2 of the 4 audiograms out. And yeah, we'll continue to ship the rest this week. Yeah, so that's what we're working on there. I see there's some create short form content here, Rainis, that's assigned to you. What's this about?
That is the same. Oh, wait. No, I think this was what Jost was making, the
audiograms. Yep. So that's done already. They're already shipped. And so we're just shipping them. The audiograms are shipped to us. We just need to ship them to the world, which I am working on Farcaster, and Coffee Crusher is working on Twitter. So maybe this is something that we want to as well put in to our emails too, which I think would be pretty cool.
Related,
we should.
Related comments, questions on this area. And this is something I've struggled with just in terms of remaining engaged on social media and putting out effective threads and stuff. Is writing that shit, just to be blunt about it. It's time consuming, you guys know that. And even just like with an audiogram, you want to put some verbiage about the messaging you're trying to communicate along with the link. And so I'm just wondering, has the team done anything, or is there like a repository of marketing messages that we can use to construct tweet threads or war platforms we're on to construct those, like what marketing department does, or like NF, what you've done to kind of spoon feed it to marketing department when they tweet stuff out. But, just in terms of pre-construction, like using Typefully or something like that, I'm just curious if there's any work being done in that area to kind of leverage that, so it's not so much heavy lifting every time we want to do it.
Yeah. So in answer to your question, we're kind of working on that as part of this content funnel strategy, but no, we don't have right now a good list of marketing messages. We do have kind of the desire, but not down to the actual messaging. Is that about right, Rainus?
Well, we have the brand guidelines, which I probably should have already put on our Notion for everyone to access. Currently, I'm big gatekeeping those. So we have the brand guidelines, and in those there are clear messaging outlines that we developed. I think that is what Drost might be looking for.
Okay, well, I can start with that.
I will send you the documents, and I will put this into Notion in those.
Cool.
Yeah, I do think making that stuff more available to people who do want to write things will reduce the kind of time that we need to do that. So that's really good. Crypto Sapiens appearance. Sorry, I'm just trying to rush through this so we can get through so we can actually have time for the discussion. But yeah, Crypto Sapiens appearance. We will be shipping some short form content next week for that. Set up a direct group for patrons. And Thinker, this is done? Or no, I need to include it in the Feb newsletter. Okay, I will do that today. Okay.
Yeah, that does need to be included. And also there's some limitations still on the token gating. So it's not specifically for patrons. In terms of gating, we can make it sort of invite only right now until there are additional ways to gate on it, because we can only gate it to one single token. We already have more than one.
Okay, fair enough. So I will send you the copy when I finish writing it, and we can get through it from there. All right, getting back to what did we ship last week? And I think Naomi shipped a Seed Club application and booked to meet with us for next week. Our Kusti and I met to push forward the new cash flow and balance sheet. Coffee Crusher and I shipped some audiograms for Making Bank. Mad Max shipped a profile update, and Tom merged it into the code. Links, I myself created a wireframe for the claim rewards. I paid Transcard finally. I got a new domain for the app. I met with Patano in Canada for card issuing and got some legal advice. I met with Naomi to get her started on long form articles. I got some automated email set up. I created a bCard FC channel. I updated Asana with new milestones. Tom updated the transactions on the app to make them better UX. Anything else that we shipped that we want to call out?
Yeah, I added some other things. So if you refresh your page there, they should be there.
Oh, it's because I'm on the Feb 14th one. Oh yeah, that is Feb 14th. Okay, here we go.
That's fine. Yeah, I merged the two. That's fine.
And I think I updated announced card, Boba shipped subscribers card, multi-sig, did some swaps. Hazu shipped some initial generic bCard brands. Alan from Transcendence into final version of DAO card with a helicopter video.
Yeah, there's no audio. So I don't know. Drost, maybe you would be interested in adding some audio touches to this.
Sure, I can take a look at it.
All right.
Okay, I'm happy to work with you on that as well. It just needs some city sounds, helicopter sounds, and maybe some people going, ooh.
All right.
All right. Maybe I can pull in Alan Bryce too, because he's got quite a library of stuff.
Oh, sweet. Thanks.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Next up, we have, do we use bCard or bCard, the lowercase or uppercase B? Rainus, do you want to take us into this?
Yes. Links, if you can check the chat in this amphitheater, I'm probably going to delete these links after this this call. I don't know if it should be public or not, but nevertheless, you could check and pull up the screen. We have two versions of our brand document that Jason, the best vibe, edited. One is with a lowercase b, and one is with an uppercase b. And so this is just we created this for reference, so we can check how it looks, how it feels. It's a quick draft that we did.
Is it this one? This is it with the lowercase b?
This is with the uppercase b.
Okay.
And the other one is with the lowercase b. And these are mostly changes in text because our logo stands alone without any Bankless in it. And so most of the changes are, is that also? This is with the uppercase, and that one is with the lowercase. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
So if you can go to the start at the page number 1.
Here? Or
showing up you want to the logos are. Go back a bit more here.
okay.
So here we can see with uppercase and with the lowercase is probably going to be the same pages. This is visually how it looks and how it feels.
Like, is this wordmark? Like, what font is this wordmark?
That is the font that Hasu put in for us. I where we have dedicated fonts.
We'll have fonts around here somewhere.
Index. I think
the brand logos typography is number 3.
Oh no.
Okay, so it's Inter?
Yeah, Inter. Yeah.
Okay. And this is a word mark where it's on top, right? But what about when it's on the side?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to bring up because when it's on the side, it looks like a bCard.
Yep.
In any case, and so this is where, like, me and Coffee were talking about this, and that's where the confusion comes from. Maybe we just like the big B and the small b, interesting words that sound together. But basically, our small the small lowercase b, in my opinion, looks better on text.
Here's what I put in our privy thing, just because I needed something, right?
Yeah. But this reads out bCard.
It does. I tried to put it with bCard, like without this B at the beginning, which I still think we could do. But I wanted to leave it for a let's just say a designer to look at, because we do need the word mark like that as well in some cases. Like we do need like a horizontal word mark sometimes. But I mean, taking into account like removing the kind of word mark from the whole thing, like removing it in situ like this, in terms of like lowercase bCard versus uppercase bCard, what are people thinking? I mean, what are you thinking, Reynes?
It's difficult to say. I mean, I naturally write the lowercase b when I speak about. So in my mind, the lowercase b has set in as something that I personally prefer, but that's not how you decide a brand name. Yeah, I would love to hear other thoughts because my personal preference is lowercase, but I don't really have a explanation for it. It's just how I feel.
I prefer a smaller, the lowercase b. One of the things that we talked about was lowercase b for the mission, the Bankless mission. And still utilize that narrative with the lowercase b.
So with lowercase
And-
b, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't necessarily. We haven't even settled on the fact that we're going to be called bCard long term. We're doing it for now because we have the branding and because we have everything set up, and it's just far less work. We don't have to go through a whole other branding exercise. So for short term, I don't think it makes a huge difference. I've been using it as lowercase b with uppercase c for the past few months now, and it feels quite natural. And I think it does work with the fact that it's mission Bankless, the Bankless mission lowercase.
Okay. And if we have a lowercase b, would we change the logo?
No.
No.
So it would be like let's imagine for a second we have like this uppercase b, like the logo is like, I know it's very abstract, right? So we would keep the logo, but we would have a lowercase b for bCard. Is that like
keep the logo as the B for the chip and the lowercase b. I mean, you do have a point that it is an uppercase b for the logo, and we're using a lowercase b for the name. I mean, we're splitting hairs, really.
Are we splitting hairs? I mean, I guess like it's like it's not that I think that I think it's worth talking because it's our brand, and I do think that it would be good for I do think that it would be good for us to all be aligned on this, and I want to see how that kind of flows through, because if our logo is an uppercase b and we're always telling people to like always do lowercase b, that could be okay, but then again we might have like some weirdness, like it might, yeah.
I can propose, I don't know, this is just a thought comparison that just came to my head. So the logo to all of us looks like an uppercase B, but in its structure, it can also be seen as a 3DC and a credit card chip. So it's very abstract, and it's not defined that everyone will see the uppercase B in the logo. And if we look at the text, at the name itself, we want to choose. I probably think that we need to look at what we want to emphasize on. So with the uppercase B and card, we are and the uppercase C. So we would have an uppercase B and uppercase C. So we have a B and C uppercase letters, which will be bCard, and we put a huge emphasis on the B. But what does that B stand for then if it's not Bankless?
What does that B stand for? I think was the question that I was going to ask. Not in terms of like, because I want to know, but that's the first thing that everybody else is going to ask. And I was wondering if the answer to that question, what does the B stand for, is really sort of the thing that should lead us to capital or lowercase.
Oh, yep.
Well, for me, it stands for lowercase Bankless, as in the Bankless mission. Still, also really stands for brand.
Yeah, I don't think that we want to answer that question of what it stands for right now. I mean, you could say like B Corp, like so. B Corp is like it is a business by B good. Essentially, to get as a B Corp, you need to do certain things, right? It is really just what is B? What that be like? It's just be good. What it is just business, a force for good.
This logo looks awfully familiar.
All right, like all I'm saying is that it doesn't need to stand for anything, and I don't think that we should force it to stand for anything.
But do we emphasize it? Because if we put it a capital letter, then we emphasize it, and that in this B Corp case, the B is a certification of their values. So they do put an emphasization and a meaning on that uppercase B. So well, if I hope my thought train stopped, but I hope something came out.
Yeah, I think you're right. If
Yeah,
it's an uppercase B, then we're putting it out specifically have anything to put an emphasis on.
Yep. So I'm okay with doing lowercase b. That's fine. It doesn't really change any of the things that we've done so far, except for that logo that I did. That that took me like 5 minutes. Like I could change this pretty easily. But I do think that if we're doing that, we have like a little bit of a difference between our logo and our word mark is not the same as our thing. We need to take that into account from a design perspective. Yeah, like I'm okay to kind of case B because that's a consensus I'm getting. Is there any kind of dissent on that opinion? I should also mention as well that our legal entities are both lowercase b card.
Then what are we even having this discussion about? For legal entities that lowercase. But I don't know. Only dissent that I might have is I don't like how it looks on the of the logo. At the bottom of the logo, but I don't like how it looks on the side of the logo. But I don't like how it looks on the side of the logo with an uppercase or a lowercase.
I mean, case. we can try to avoid doing the side by side word mark, but in some cases it's going to be unavoidable, right? Anyways, I do have to drop. NF Thinker and I have a Twitter space that we need to get to, but let's commit on the lowercase b card, and we will solve these branding issues over time as we go, because we're not going to get it all done here. But I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone for being here. Happy Valentine's Day to one and all. Spend time with your loved ones when you are able, because I think that's the reason we do what we do. That's the whole point of living, is to relate to each other. So thank you. Big week for us here at bCard, but again, big day for you and your loved ones as well. So make some time, and thanks everyone for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Joining the space, I have dropped it in the chat.
All right. Thank you.